We've used Stevens strategies in lots of different ways over the last 12 years or so, possibly even longer. Everything from strategic planning to building business plans to academic program review, and now back again for strategic planning. So, you know, they have so many talents within their agency in terms of helping small institutions through lots of different issues. I'll talk a little bit about academic program review because it was a little different from strategic planning in that it was more focused on one specific area within the institution. But John and Brendan's strength is that they bring that same transparency, open sort of process to academic program review that they do to strategic planning. You know, externally focused, looking at your market, looking at quality indicators, and most importantly for small places, looking at finances and how all those things come together to form this really great usable information that you can use to drive programs at your institution, whether they should be beefed up to be even more successful or possibly thought about in a different way because they're not being successful. So, you know, that experience of working with them closely on that process was really helpful for Vaughn College and really taught us about how to continue that process for ourselves. In terms of expectations for when we work with Stevens, having worked with them for a very long time now, I expect great help. That's probably one of the biggest things. You know, somebody who's going to say, you know, I'll take that for you, which is great. And also a very open process and a process that challenges you to think about your institution in a different way. So whether it's reminding you to be externally focused or reminding you to bring in the folks that give you the hardest time at your institution and making sure they're part of the process, those are the things that I expect when I'm engaged with a Stevens strategy process. Those are just the things that they help remind you of so that at the end you've included the right people, you've asked the right questions, you've gathered the right data. What I enjoyed most about working with Stevens is the care and service that John and Brendan give. They really care about your institution. What's really nice about having them back, you know, as many times as we have, is they have really great perspective about the institution and can sort of help us to remember who we were and how far we've come. Sometimes in the day-to-day you forget some of those things, and they don't forget. You know, they remember people, they remember projects, they remember priorities, and they remember the goals that you set for yourself and remind you when you've met them. So that can be really gratifying. We would absolutely have them back as many times as they want to come. The difference between Vaughn then and now, and I love transformation stories, and we are the epitome of a transformation story, is incredible. You're talking about an institution that was primarily training focused, really around one program, that is now today about 30% of what we do. We are now an academic institution offering master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees. We had just gotten our toe in the water on bachelor's degrees when we started with Stevens Strategies. All our growth has been in the academic areas. We were primarily commuter. We now have a nice proportion of our students are residential. We were very inwardly focused and centered around mainly one industry. We now cater to lots of different industries throughout our region and have become a 24/7 campus. And those changes really came as a result of planning. You know, we firmly believe that we got here with the help of Stevens Strategies because we planned for this. And it's going to take us to the next level of our transformation as well. So I would expect that when they come back for the next strategic planning effort in 5 years, that it'll just be more of this continued transformation of an amazing institution that serves a really wonderful students in this region.